Please forgive the beautiful backdrop here. This is a video done by request from a sister in Christ and convert to Orthodoxy, just as a convert to Christianity and Orthodoxy, just like I'm a convert to Christianity and Orthodoxy. And it was an article written by a woman named Mona Walter, an ex-Muslim Somali activist. And this is something that I always wondered about, right? I kind of didn't, because when I was growing up, you had the Million Men March, and I always heard the black kids in my school, you can't be Muslim, and only black people can be Muslims, because Farrakhan, the Nation of Islam, and all that crap, it has nothing to do with Islam at all. Those people are not Muslims. Even Elijah Muhammad's son, actually Elijah Poole's son, actually disbanded the Nation of Islam. That's why it's the reconstituted Nation of Islam, right? And it's a UFO cult. But people are praising Muhammad Ali. For one, he was a poor sportsman. He was not a good athlete, because sports have to do with sportsmanship, and he was a braggart and boastful, no humility. That's beside the point. That's not part of Mona's article. What she writes about is Muhammad Ali, which is why I wonder whether his quote-unquote conversion to Islam was a radical political stunt pulled in the 1960s at the height of the power of the Black Panthers and Malcolm X and the civil rights movement, or did he actually convert to Islam? Because Muhammad believed, and so did all of his companions, that black people were worth half of that of an Arab. An Arab life, a black person's life was worth half of an Arab's life. And historically, throughout history, Islam and black people, I mean, look at the Janjaweed. Even the black people in Africa who are Muslims will not call themselves black. They call themselves Arabs. But mainly it's Arabs killing blacks, because blacks are seen as non-Muslims automatically. Christianity stamped out slavery in Europe for 1,000 years, stamped it out. It was revived when 1492, when the Reconquista of Spain occurred, and Islamic dominated Spain was reconquered by the Spanish, and there were all these slaves in Spain. And that's when the transatlantic slave trade started. And then again, Christianity. This is politically incorrect, but evil white Christians ended slavery. Fought the bloodiest war in American history to free black slaves. I know that's politically incorrect, whatever. But slavery still exists in Islamic countries today. And the transatlantic slave trade, there were 5 times the amount of black people shipped over to the Arab world. But the males were castrated, or if a child was born with Negroid features, believing that, it could be part black, sub-Saharan African, the child was drowned or buried in the sand, which is actually against the Quran, but that's what they did, because again, Islam's treatment in view of black people, sub-Saharan Africans. Funny enough, Ethiopia didn't have slaves. Why? Because they were Christians. But yeah, Muhammad Ali leaving the white man's slavery of Christianity to convert to Islam. Was he really Muslim? Maybe he converted later on in life, but it probably was a political stunt, or it was probably one of the factions of the Nations of Islam, or the Moorish Knights, or whatever. Because he was a loudmouth and a braggart. Or maybe he was just stupid. But read Mona Walters' article. It's an eye-opener for people who don't know about it. But there's a lot of stuff like that where I grew up knowing about this, and it boggles the mind. I know why black people are converting to Islam, and other people are too. It's because they don't know about Eastern Orthodoxy. And Christianity in the West changes with the wind, but in the East it's solid. Peace to you. And you can actually be a masculine man in Eastern Orthodoxy.